Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little beans out there. Now then, I hope that you're all super duper well wherever you are in the world, my little beautifuls, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously, okay? And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my beautiful and delicious and wonderful little subscribers. How I love you all so. Okay, now then, and to anybody else who happens to stumble across my channel, well, much love to you all as well, okay? Now then, let's just put a little bit of light on the subject. So 3, 2, 1, there we go, with my juicy little lights. Hello, hello. They love you, and I love them, and I love all of you, okay? Now then, I woke up feeling much more juicy and delicious today, okay? And, well, this is just another quick video, you know, it's like, it's whatever I have to say, really. Now, I have been twiggling with my stick. That sounds really rude, everybody. I do not mean that. What I'm talking about is, for the past 2 days, I had an issue with my, my phone just kept slipping. Okay, so there's a little stick on this, well, I cannot show you, but there's a little like stick on my stand. There's a little stick, you see, and you've got to sort of twiggle it about a bit, if you get my meaning. Okay, so anyway, well, I've managed to do it now, so please, dear God, Jesus Christ, Nazareth, our Creator, it should hold, okay? Now then, I have a few things to say this morning, yes? And what it is before I do my quick reads, okay? And what it is, now, on and off for years, I followed, they're called, on YouTube, okay? And they're called Exploring with Fighters, okay? Now, I have followed them on and off for years. However, I have to own up to it. I haven't been watching any recent videos or anything like that, right? But something said to me, so I got up, all juicy and delicious, went and had a beautiful and delicious shower, I did, because I was there dancing, washing my wig and, my hair and dancing in the shower, because I just love music, you know what I mean? That song, We're Lost in Music, okay? A bit like one of those moments, so I'll just get a bit carried away. Anyway, everybody knows I love my music. Anyway, so then I thought, you know what, just dry my wig, go and take my beautiful little rubes for a delicious walk. And then, anyway, as I was on my way round, I thought, you know what, I've got to go on to Exploring with Fighters, see? And I did a few videos yesterday. And what it is, right, there's something that I said in one of my videos because I'd had a dream, I had a dream, okay? And what happened is that this particular Exploring with Fighters, well, this was 2 years ago, this particular video that I was looking at, because something said when I come back just to look at it. I fed my little birdies, you all know the drill. And then I thought, I'm going to have a quick little look. Now, it's not long. I'd say it's about, I don't know, offhand, I'm just trying to think, I think about 35, 37 minutes long. Anyway, it's not long, okay? But they're so interesting to watch, these lads are. Well, they're not lads, they're gentlemen, okay? And, their videos are so fascinating. Like, they go to different mansions and they go to, sort of mansions that have been abandoned. Do you see what I mean? Like, and that's in the UK, well, in different places. And then, of course, you've got lots of abandoned playgrounds in Japan. If you get my meaning. And, there's lots of different things, but if you could all please, and thank you, if you could please go on to, and it's called Must Watch, okay, before it gets deleted, okay, and then it says abandoned motorcycle, okay, club, okay, house, Right, so let me just repeat that once again. It is must watch before it gets deleted, okay? Abandoned motorcycle club. Now then, and this was from 2 years ago, this video. Now, I personally, okay, have not watched this video up until this morning, just not so long ago before I started my video to you, okay? And it is extremely fascinating indeed. Very fascinating, okay? And, and it is called, you'll see in a little box below, it's Exploring with Fighters. So when you type it into YouTube, if you go on to Exploring with Fighters first, and then just, do you know what I mean? Then you just, if you want to just type in, well, however you wish to do it, okay? Now then, secondly, I had Selly Oak Hospital on my mind, now in Birmingham in the UK where I live. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. I just got to let you know what the weather is. I do apologise. Now then, it's not raining today, so there's no rain today, okay? It's still a little bit chilly, you know what I mean? So you probably need a cardigan or a little coat to go outside, you know what I mean? Well, and it's still cloudy, so it seems that, these clouds just do not want to shift, do they? But yesterday, I noticed that there was a lot of, after the 8 had gone up in the sky, that there was a lot of ripples. So it's like the sky looked it's really hard to explain, very ripply. It's really hard what I'm trying to explain to you. Then when I was looking at the moon last night, I noticed that it's as though it was ripples going up and down like that. It's a bit like waves, like waves in the sea. Yes. Anyway, let me just get back to the matter in hand. So there used to be a hospital, okay, called Selly Oak Hospital in Birmingham in the UK, in my neck of the woods where I live, okay. Now then, I'd only ever gone there a couple of times in my whole entire life. In fact, what did I even go there for? Do you know, I cannot even remember now. I remember the second time. Anyway, I'd rather not talk about it. It is nothing to do with me personally. It was to do with helping somebody else anyway. But that was many, 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 many years ago. Now then, what it is, that hospital some years back, so again, if you could please YouTube it, and thank you. Well, what it is that, it was used to be a very, very, very busy hospital, and something's just came to my mind because it's all been on my mind this morning, do you see what I mean? And with Selly Oak Hospital on the top, on the roof, was it on the roof? I'm trying to remember if it was on the roof or whether it was, anyway. And these to land the helicopters, like from the war, from the army and everything. And a lot of the army gentlemen, who had fought in the wars, well, they used to go there. That's where the helicopters used to land, and and to help the poor, God love them, the army gentlemen who'd been serving in the war anyway. So this is all just coming to me for some reason. This is not rehearsed. This is what's just coming to me. Well, anyway, this hospital in the end had to shut down, and what it was, I suppose in a way it was very upsetting because it was a bit like, it's a bit like when you have statues everywhere, isn't it? You have them everywhere all over the world. It doesn't matter where you go, what city, what country, there's a bit like flags, isn't it? They just seem to be everywhere, don't they? So hospitals are the same, aren't they? So anyway, what it was, when it closed down, well, of course, it was just completely abandoned. So it looked like somebody was, or whatever it was, or some bodies. It's like they were all leaving in a hurry. Do you know what I mean? So it was just a complete mess. Now, of course, over the years, you can see that, if anybody's gone in there to vandalise, to do whatever they've, been doing. Okay, so this is all just coming to me. And it's coming back to me now. Okay, there's a song, isn't there, coming back to me now. Anyway, songs for everything, isn't there? Anyway, happy or sad, right? Because, well, sometimes there's the odd grey area, isn't there? You know, when you've got the greys and, you know, and everything like that. Anyway, so what I'm saying to you is this, is that, but when you look at it, I mean, it's like certain things are left intact. I've noticed that, you know, like abandoned hospitals and things like that, you know, certain things are just left intact, like the mortuary area and things like that. Just interesting to take a look at, really. They just sort of they still look shiny. Metal. Anyway, so I just thought I'd mention that. Well, anyway, when that hospital closed, it then all shifted over to the other side, which is Queen Elizabeth. So it's like one great big colossal and massive hospital. Do you see what I mean? So now a lot of man and woman and bairns or whatever, they tend to go, to the Queen Elizabeth. So it's just very interesting, really, when you look at a lot of places that are being abandoned, hospitals, mansions, everything. Isn't it? Yes. Anyway, and very lastly, so as you do know with me, there's method in my madness for everything what I'm saying, but I mean, this Sally Oak thing just came to me bing this morning. But if you could please look at that Exploring with Fighters, because it's very, very interesting indeed, and this happens to be a video, I swear to dear God Jesus Christ in Nazareth, okay, on my bairns' lives, on my beautiful little baby animals, who I also call my daughters, my daughters' lives and everything, right? And my dear friends, I swear to dear God, I've never seen this video until this morning, right? I've got no reason to fib or lie to anybody, that is the gospel truth. Okay, so there was obviously something with this morning. And very lastly, I mean, my dad, because I've never said before, I said that we come from Yorkshire. I mean, I'm not sure if on one of my videos whether I said that because my dad and my dear Nana and Granddad, oh, God love them. Okay, I've already said good morning and I love you so very, very, very much. I love you, I love you, I love you. Yes, I do. Now, they come from Hull. And my dear Nana, dear Granddad, God rest their beautiful dear souls, they came from Hull. And for this morning, I thought, what top shall I put on this morning? What shall I wear this morning? Well, I've got a T-shirt, actually. A T-shirt. In fact, I'll stand up a little bit to show you. See? And what it is, it's got all different writing on it. Do you see? Okay? Now then, my dad bought me this some years back. From the Hull shop, and, and he posted it to me and, and kindly sent it to me, lovely gifts, because, I mean, obviously it's part of it's my family and everything, my one half of my family, because as you all know, I've got the other half, well, anyway, I've got Irish in that side of the family anyway, my dad's side, but I've got a lot of Irish on my dear mum's side. Oh, good morning, my beautiful. I also just said good morning. I love you, I love you, I love you. Yes, because I do. And on my dear mother's side, it's Irish, Bangladeshi, English. Do you see what I mean? So, anyway, my point to it all is that my dad's, as well as sending me this T-shirt, which I've only worn about 3 times, actually, well, he bought me a cup as well, like a cup. And it says... I want you to have a little look. Right? It all makes sense when you've been to Hull. Do you see what I mean? Yes. And what it is, you see, because some reason, some years ago, something said to me, just to do a little bit of research and stuff. Do you see what I mean? And, just looking into things, because that's the thing that I do, you see. I mean, if something plays on my mind or I wake up with something on my mind, well, then I just say to myself, you know what, Mia, go and have a little look, have a little research. So that's what I'm asking, some of you out there to do, my little lovelies, because as the reading says, it all makes sense if you've ever been to Hull. Okay, so, and you get everything, you know, because you see in Hull, you see, we call them pies over here. Well, over there, it's called a patty. Patty. I think you hear that in an Asian place like that, don't you, patty? Mind you, it's a name as well, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know. Then you've got dinnit. Then you've got narnen farv. Then you've got derby nebbe. Then you've got nithered. Then you've got ull, you know, U-L-L. Then you've got, I thought that said oil, but it's oi, geria. Geria, okay? Then you got 10 foot, you know, when you walk up 10 foot, right? Then you've got, what we got? Maftin. Chip spice, oil again, isn't it? Let's have a look. And look, if you look, you see, if you look here, look, you've got like, looks like a crown, doesn't it? Can you see? Anyway, I just thought, I just mentioned these few things now. Now then, there's one more thing I'd like to say. And anyway, I must just say, my dear Nana and Grandad, God rest their beautiful dear souls, and my dear Dad, okay? I mean, you know, they did live. I mean, I'm not being, you know, when I say this now, okay? So please do not get me wrong, dear God, Jesus Christ, Nazareth, okay? Please do not take me the wrong way. But they did live in a very, very lovely part of Hull, okay? So that's just to let you know, okay? So, but what I'm saying to you is this, because I mean, in any area, in any city, in any country, you know, you get good and bad everywhere, don't you? And there was just one more thing that I forgot to say yesterday on one of my videos, you know, what was it? You know, pasta. Well, pasta, I mean, I suppose for a lot, I mean, the chefs out there will already know, won't they? Do you know what I mean? Because the chefs know a lot of things, you know, my lights are going, there we are, right? Well, what it is, I mean, I suppose a lot really would have assumed that pasta came from Italy, wouldn't they? But actually, as it turns out, you know, I'll just read out something. The Chinese were making noodles from as early as, well, apparently now, because one must always remember that, you know what I mean, history changes all the time, doesn't it? So as early as 3000 BC. So it turns out that, well, pasta came from China, it seems, if I've read it correctly. Yes. Then, of course, you know, it goes over to Italy, then it's all, yes, look, see. And you know, like when you can get that long spaghetti, you know, that long spaghetti that you get, you know, like people call it spaghetti bolognese, spag bol, right? Well, it's like if you look at it in a saucepan, it's a bit like it looks like, you know, in Birmingham, Spaghetti Junction. You know what I mean? It's like here, there and everywhere. Do you know what I mean? You know, just like that. Do you know what I mean? Oh gosh, look at that. Looks like a snake, doesn't it? Anyway, I just thought I'd just mention a few things for some reason. You know, what it is, it's when something comes into my mind. So I say to myself, you know what, Mia? Do this video, send it out. And please, dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, please, 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 and thank you. For those of you, please, please have a look at exploring with fighters, especially. But it's just so interesting how everything changes. You know, it's like certain graveyards. Like I seen something, when was it? A number of years ago now. And again, that's in Birmingham as well. Now, I mean, you see, with me, I speak as I find. I say this on my other videos, okay? So I get along with anybody. There's very few that my spirit does not take to. But if my spirit does not take, and usually I know, bing, straight away, then there is nothing on this earth that's going to change my mind about that's a man or a woman. Okay? Because I know what I know. See? I know what I know. So nothing will ever change with me. Do you know what I mean? You could have 100 come up to me. No, because I always use my third eye. So you see what it is? You could have 100 come up to me, 100 man and woman, and they can say, oh, this man or woman's so really, really, really lovely. You know what I mean? Oh, what is it that you do not like about it? I says, you know what? I says, you know your finger, because it's ever so good, isn't it? You know, we've got our fingers, you know what I mean? We're so blessed, you know, to have everything that we have, aren't we? But what it is, sometimes you just cannot put your finger on things. Do you see what I mean? And sometimes you just need to just dig just that little bit deeper. Do you get me? So, yeah, so it's really interesting, you know, when you see things, but getting back to that last part, that's just came into my head. This is what I'm saying to you. It just, you know, it's all coming back to me now. It's like some things are like at the back of your mind, and then they just sort of, whoo, and they come to your crown. Amazing that, you know. And then they come straight to the forefront, don't they? And there's an abandoned Jewish cemetery. Okay, this is with on another video some years back. And it's really fascinating how it's just left to rot. Do you know what I mean? But you see, like I said, I like the majority of. But if I do not like, I do not like. Do you see what I mean? And nothing will ever change my mind. I've repeated that again. Okay? But it's just so sad that when I watched this video some years back, you know, that they can abandon, you know, this Jewish. Now, do you know what I mean? Because I believe that we all have the same colour blood running through our veins, do we not? Yes, we do. Do you see what I mean? So I just sort of thought that was rather cruel, really. See? You know, really cruel. But then again, you know, one must always remember that, you know, we're living in this kind of world, aren't we? You know, when we have, you know, we remember the rulers, don't we? Do you know what I mean? And, you know, which sometimes makes everybody else's life, you know, a living flipping nightmare. But what it is, you see, is that I genuinely believe that we're coming into a that we're coming into a beautiful world. I really, really do. Yes, see, I'm all cold here. So I do genuinely believe in my heart, do you see what I mean? My heart, that we are coming into better times. Okay, and things are, you know, being exposed, aren't they? More than ever before. Oh, and just one more thing. See, that's something else I should have said yesterday. Years and years and years ago, I probably said it on one of my earlier videos, actually. In fact, I'm going to delete some of my earlier videos. I've decided, you know, because I started on the 19th of December last year, and there's a lot of videos, you know, where I was dating them from this date to that date. Well, now I'm going to start deleting them. I feel I'm going to do that after I've done all my videos, actually, because it's been on my mind for the past 5 days, 5 days. So what it is, I'm going to start deleting certain ones. So I'm going to leave certain ones up, you know, that were open readings, because, you know, our delicious little babies, whoever comes across me, and my beautiful and delicious little subscribers, if they need to sort of rewind and go back and have a little listen, then they can. Okay, for you all, okay? But the other thing was, like, many years ago, my dad bought an Amstrad computer. See, I'm going back to Amstrad again. Yes. And well, anyway, we got with the Amstrad computer, we got a free game, and I was meant to write it down yesterday, but as you all know me, you know, I am going through some changes right now, so I do, you know, I can be most forgetful sometimes, and that's genuine. That is genuine, hand on heart. I really can. So sometimes I just have to, you know what I mean? It's like I've got so much stored up here, you know what I mean? And what it is, I just have to get it out, but then I forget things, do you say? Well, anyway, this one free game was called Harrier Attack. you know, like, and you sort of used the keyboards at the time, you know, which was up, down, left, right. Do you know what I mean? And what the general idea is with this Harrier attack, you know, you've got all of these planes, you know, and you know, they've got to, you know, with something else. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, for some reason that came into my mind as well. So anyway, so I'm going to leave the video there, my little beautiful. So I just thought I'd just mention something. So if you feel that I'm rambling on or going on, well, I'm awfully sorry, and I didn't wish to bore you all, okay? But it's just that with me, I just like to give food for thought. Do you see what I mean? Because it's really good to do that, isn't it? Anyway, and on that note, can I please just say, wishing you all the most beautiful morning, afternoon and evening. Much love to you all, my delicious babies. Thank you for listening. God bless. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.